Hidden beneath Vatican City lies one of the most secretive collections of documents in the world. Known as the Vatican Apostolic Archive, it stretches over 50 miles of shelving and contains more than 35,000 volumes. And unless you are a pope, or very lucky, you will never see what is inside. The archives were officially established in the year of our Lord 1612, but they hold documents that reach back over 1,200 years. From ancient papal letters to the trial transcripts of heretics, the records tell a story of global power, divine ambition, and forbidden knowledge. Much of it remains off-limits to even the most seasoned historians. Only a few scholars are allowed access each year, and they cannot just browse. They must request specific documents by name, and if they guess wrong, they get nothing. This has led to centuries of rumors, whispers of what the Church is so determined to keep hidden. Some say the archives contain lost gospels, including ones that paint a very different picture of Jesus Christ. Others believe the Church is hiding proof that Mary Magdalene was not just a disciple, but the wife of Jesus, and that their bloodline still exists. These are not mere conspiracy theories. Even respected scholars admit they cannot rule them out. There are entire sections of the archives that are completely off-limits, even to approved researchers. Some of these areas are sealed due to fragility, while others are simply marked classified with no explanation. What exactly are they protecting? And from whom? One of the most explosive rumors involves a document known as the chronovisor. Allegedly built by a Vatican scientist in the 20th century, the chronovisor was said to be a time-viewing device that could replay past events. The machine vanished, and so did every trace of its plans. Then there is the correspondence between the Vatican and Adolf Hitler. For decades, researchers begged to see these files, hoping to uncover the Church's true position during the rise of the Nazi regime. The Vatican resisted, claiming the documents could mislead the faithful. It was not until the year 2020 that a limited portion of those wartime records were finally released. What they revealed was a tangled web of silence, diplomacy, and compromise. Many believe the full truth is still hidden in the classified archives. Another chilling section may involve documentation of exorcisms, thousands of them. The Catholic Church still trains exorcists today, and some believe the Vatican keeps detailed files on encounters with demonic possession. If these files exist, they remain locked far from public eyes. There are also persistent whispers of ancient texts that were banned as heretical. Some of these writings predate the Bible and offer radically different versions of creation, divinity, and even salvation. If found in the archives, they could rewrite the foundations of modern faith. The Vatican has acknowledged that it possesses letters from Michelangelo, Galileo, and even King Henry VIII. But the exact contents of these letters remain mostly unpublished. What secrets did they share with the popes, and why have those words never seen the light of day? One file that has been confirmed is the documentation of the trial of the Templars. After centuries of crusading, the Knights Templar were accused of heresy, tortured, and executed. The Vatican's own records of their confessions and sentences have never been fully revealed. Equally mysterious are the death records of certain early church figures. There are suggestions that some saints were not martyrs at all, but political casualties, silenced to preserve power. If the Vatican holds those secrets, they remain buried deep beneath the marble floors. Some say there is even a section related to extraterrestrial life, not because the Church hides aliens, but because of ancient texts that describe beings from the sky in divine terms. The Vatican Observatory, one of the oldest astronomical institutions in the world, has fueled these theories with its quiet research. The archives are also said to contain censored prophecies, visions recorded by mystics that were never made public. These include possible alternate endings to the third secret of Fatima, which the Church finally released in the year 2000, after decades of pressure. But many believe what they released was incomplete. What remains clear is this: the Vatican's secret archives are not just about religion. They are about power, history, and control over the narrative of humanity itself. What has been locked away for centuries may one day be revealed. but only if someone dares to open the vault. The Church has often claimed that secrecy is not about hiding, but preserving. That these records are too fragile, too sacred, or too dangerous to be placed in careless hands. But history has shown that when power is involved, the line between preservation and censorship becomes very thin. One of the most famous examples is the Index Librorum Prohibitorum, the Index of Forbidden Books. For centuries, the Vatican kept a list of texts so dangerous they were banned outright. Even scientific works by Galileo and Copernicus were once on that list. Some believe copies of every banned book still rest quietly in the archive. There are also reports of maps, very old maps, showing lands that do not exist today. These include representations of places described in biblical legends, such as Eden or Atlantis. Whether these maps are metaphor or memory, no one knows for sure. Some researchers believe the archives contain evidence of deals made with world governments, negotiations where spiritual influence was traded for political protection. If those documents exist, they could expose centuries of hidden alliances between popes and kings, emperors and dictators. There are known letters from popes to ancient emperors, including Charlemagne and Napoleon. These letters influenced wars, reshaped borders, and even decided who lived and who died. But the full correspondence remains sealed behind Vatican walls. The archives are said to be temperature-controlled, guarded by Swiss security, and organized with military precision. Some of the most sensitive documents are stored in rooms so deep underground, they may as well be tombs. The further you go, the older the secrets get. Perhaps most fascinating is what the archives do not contain: gaps in the historical record that suggest deliberate erasure, missing years, vanished papal decrees, and records that were referenced by other documents but no longer exist. What was deleted, and why? The Vatican says it is working to digitize portions of the archive for transparency, but so far only a fraction has been scanned. At the current pace, it would take hundreds of years to release everything, which raises the question, is that the plan? Even those who gain access are never alone. Every document is monitored, every page tracked. No photos, no copies, and no time to read freely. It is not research. It is controlled exposure. There is also a theory that some of the documents are written in ancient codes, encrypted languages passed down only to select members of the Church. If true, even the people guarding the secrets might not understand what they are guarding. The Vatican has faced growing pressure from modern historians, activists, and even some cardinals to open more of the archive. They argue that in a world obsessed with truth and transparency, the Church must evolve or be left behind. But the archives remain silent. No matter how loud the world gets outside, the vault stays shut. And in that silence, the myths only grow louder. Maybe the most powerful secrets are not hidden in plain sight, but buried under centuries of obedience and fear. Behind locked doors, in the heart of the most powerful religious institution on earth, the past waits patiently. What happens if the wrong or the right person ever finds the key? Until then, the Vatican's secret archives will continue to protect the Church's greatest possession: control over what we know and what we are allowed to imagine. And perhaps that is the real reason they are still hiding it all. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe to see our future videos, share to support the channel. Thank you so much for watching the video to the end.